A major change is coming to the Cherokee Nation in Oklahoma. And who was James Herman Banning? We'll have this and more up next on Green Country Perspectives. I've read that about every 20 years or so, our language turns over. Now that means words and phrases that carry meaning for one generation die out when the next generation comes along. Well, I've lived through a few of those turnovers. For example, a picture fell off the wall and we knew somebody was going to die. And what about it was raining and the sun was shining? The devil was whipping his wife. Oh, and did you ever hear your grandmother say, "Don't shake the floor, there's a cake in the oven"? Probably not. And chances are you never heard anybody say it's a 2 or 3 dog night. If you did, chances are you didn't understand the meaning. No, our language has lost a lot of color over the years. As a matter of fact, I'd be willing to bet I could say something that would leave the Twitter crowd scratching their collective heads. For example, drop me a dime and maybe we can cruise ground zero. Now, if you were a teenager back in 1948, you would understand that I just said, "Call me, let's do lunch." Or how about "she's a holly golightly"? That's a major insult. Holly golightly symbolizes an attractive woman of very little substance. That came from the motion picture Breakfast at Tiffany's in 1961. One more and then I'll get back to business. Have you ever heard the phrase "sweep it under the rug"? Well, it refers to hiding a problem rather than solving it, which brings me to House Bill 1380 by Representative Dan Fisher. Now, this bill is an example of why state lawmakers should not try to write school curriculum. Here's what happened. It seems last year there was a very sad move by lawmakers to reject Common Core standards for Oklahoma schools. And that little party included requirements that the state had sole control over school curriculum, including all AP classes. AP, or advanced placement courses, allow a high school student to take courses taught at a college level. The result is when they do enter college, they don't have to take those courses and they can move on then to other required college courses. It's a money and time saver, and it just makes sense to better prepare the student achievers for the work that they'll be facing. Then along comes Representative Dan Fisher, an ordained minister who wrote House Bill 1380. His bill, you see, would bar the use of state money to pay for advanced placement U.S. history courses. Now, his reasoning behind the bill, well, he says AP history should be kicked out of Oklahoma schools because it emphasizes what's bad about America and omits what he calls American exceptionalism. What? The committee of which he's a member recently approved it, and the backlash came quickly and with a roar. It also got a lot of national attention. All of it bad. Oh, goody. Just what Oklahoma needs more of. Now, it's evidence that Oklahoma voters have put another fox into the henhouse. There is, however, some good news and some bad news to this story. The bad news is Representative Fisher says because of the reaction and criticism of his bill, he's going to rewrite it, which means it ain't over, folks, because he's still involved. The good news is State School Superintendent Joy Hoffmeister says she's partnering with Representative Fisher to revise that bill. Now, hopefully, there won't be an effort to rewrite history. Rather, the result will be a measure that stays true to actual history and not to some wild-eyed idea of what history should be. Let me repeat myself here. House Bill 1380 goes far beyond the term bad legislation, and it proves that members of the Oklahoma legislature should not try to write school curriculum. This is also the perfect opportunity for our new state school superintendent to demonstrate that voter confidence in her was well-deserved. A chance to prove real leadership. As it stands, House Bill 1380 reminds me of another old phrase, one you don't hear anymore. but it certainly seems appropriate right now. You can put lipstick on a pig, but it's still a pig. I'm Sam Jones, and that's my perspective. Coming up, a major development coming to the Cherokee Nation. Royal Ales talks with Cherokee Chief Bill John Baker right after this.